Nah, it say this supposed to be a cold one this year. So some because we didn't get like tropical storms or something. So the
Yeah, it was
convergence. My
very
brother
hot.
know what they were saying. What they say this year is supposed to be twin like a polar vortex or something because we didn't get tropical weather or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Watch
I
out for
don't
the
know in
polar
terms
bears.
of I mean, I don't know in terms of why we're getting it, but I mean, from all indications and everything that I've been looking at, I pay close attention to the weather. That's how I make the most of my money when it's busy. So they've been saying that it's supposed to get real cold or we should have a bad winter, but they always saying stuff, and sometimes it turn out that way and sometimes it don't. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, watch
hoping.
out for the polar bears.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping.
On
And,
God.
and the Chicago Bears too.
Yeah,
Watch out for the bears.
that's the topic of the day. Go Bears.
Go
Actually,
bears.
Yeah.
actually
I had to
it's
ask my boys, man. I'm like, are the Bears for real, or they just winning games and then it's gonna get to the playoffs and they one and done. I don't want to start cheering too early, man.
It's due for a 40-year turnaround. You know, it's 40 years ago to the year when the Bears took the Super Bowl.
40 years ago?
Yeah,
That was what 06.
it was '06, but it was the 85, 86 season.
Oh, when they won head damn 40 years ago. Yeah, true.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
played the Colts, Indiana
yeah,
Colts.
They were playing some beat 'em up. No, they played the Patriots.
yeah. They played the Patriots. I
Yeah,
remember
but
the
I'm
game,
saying,
the Super Bowl, the '06, because Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith was the first two black head coaches to go against each other.
Right.
yeah,
That's,
Indiana Colts.
Yeah,
But
for that.
yeah,
Grossman.
yeah. We were playing Big Bad Peyton.
Big bad pay.
Yeah, man. And,
I
and
think I don't think did they score? They scored during that Super Bowl, but I don't think they.
yeah, we ain't had no O though. We had Rex Grossman on at the quarterback. We ain't had no type of O. We just had good defense.
Yep.
Was what's his name? Peanut wasn't playing in, right?
Nah, that's when we had Peanut on team. We had a great team. That's when we had Lance Briggs, Urlacher, Peanut.
Yeah, sure did. And I think that was what they.
Rivera. Ron Rivera was the defense coach.
We had Mike Brown was the safety.
Yes.
Man, we was going crazy. We had a hell of a team. Then on the defensive side, man,
Hester was good.
Hester, yeah, he was cornerback, but he wasn't good as a cornerback for real.
No, he had a 100-yard back
Yeah, actually,
return.
I actually think he had that was in the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100 back return. 100 yards.
Yeah, but
Man.
no, it's the '85 Bears. So '85 Bears.
What are you gonna be singing the Super Bowl shuffle?
Uh-huh. Yeah, everybody makes but the '85 Bears, they play straight up beat 'em up football. I mean, if they didn't beat you down and beat you up in the first, 4 or 5 minutes of the game, man. But they did, and every I think they lost 2 that season. It might have been the same record.
There's Walter Payton on that team. Did Ron Rivera. Is Mongoose just passed away. Dan Hampton.
Were you ready
Mike,
to pick? Were you ready to
Mike,
pick?
Mike Singletary.
Yeah.
Richard Dent.
Richard Dent.
There's Refrigerator Perry. They got a lot.
Hell of a team.
Gary Fensick.
Wasn't that Gale Sayers too?
No, Gale Sayers was like 10 years before.
Right. Okay. I would say, well, he was like one of the
Who's
young
that?
people.
Who's that guy from the Lions? You just said his name. Sayers, Sanders.
Gale Sayers was from the Bears.
Like 1934, right? Wasn't he like? I know he was great.
Not that far back. He came in like
He
him
like
in
one
like
of the old greats.
late 60s, and he played up until like the mid to late 70s, and then Walter Payton came in around
No,
about 7.
but who was that guy that didn't want to beat Walter Payton's record? Who was from the
Oh,
Lions or the
Oh, you talking
Cowboys?
about Barry Sanders?
no,
Yes.
yeah, no, Pearson? No,
Yeah, he
No,
retired before he
Saunders.
could break it.
No, Saunders, I think.
Yeah, Sanders.
was it?
Yeah, if you talk about the Lions, he's talking about Barry
Yeah,
Sanders.
yeah.
Yes, Barry Sanders.
He said the Lions before that was close to breaking Walter Payton record. Yeah, he retired right before they say it was because he didn't want to break the record.
Yep.
Man, he was all over the place.
They called him Crazy Legs.
Called him crazy. He was all over the place, man.
Yeah, they called him Crazy Legs. He had the stiff arm.
And he wasn't that big.
But he was strong.
You know, let me say this. You guys are talking about the Bears and we're going back to the 85 Bears. It's just so strange how Chicago is not that town anymore. Back in those days, and I sound like an old dude now saying, back in the old days, Chicago was the town. I mean, we had banging football, we had banging basketball.
It was gritty.
The Hawks doing their thing. You know.
Yeah, we was a hell of a sports town for sure.
We had a lot of everything. We had you know, some movie stars that were hanging out here that was from here. We had, I mean, it wasn't uncommon to go out on a weekend and you would run into these guys, you know, like at the local clubs downtown, or you know, we had comedy clubs, like All Jokes Aside, and I mean, man,
wasn't it Second City, or is that wasn't that a thing? Second City, isn't that here?
Second City's always been one of the premier comedy clubs, but back in the 80s, back when Def Jam came out, it just kind of pushed black comedy clubs. So we had quite a few. I know at least there were 2. There was one called
like in Brownsville. They had the blues section in Brownsville and comedy clubs up and down there, Brownsville.
Yeah, down Michigan on the south end, or what they call Soft Loop now. There was a place called Cotton Club. There was Chick Rick's. There was what was it called? But it closed it because people got killed in it. But it had changed to a new name, E2E. E2E, I think it was.
Yeah, it used to be more entertainment districts in Chicago.
It was we just had a lot of celebrity then in Chicago, and when you know, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't uncommon to go certain places and you would see these people out. You know, if you're going downtown dining, or on the north side of town dining, or they didn't really have much on the south end, but
Michael Jordan restaurant downtown.
The Jordans, Oprah had a few restaurants. Oprah was, living downtown in the Water Tower, and I mean, we just had quite a few. So we had a lot of local celebrities in the city. And I say that to say this: I think they brought the taxes down, because a lot of these people. Well, Michael Jordan didn't live; he lived out in Lake Forest. But you had a lot of these other guys that lived downtown.
Steve, you know who I met over the summer?
Who's that?
The Honey Bears from the Chicago Bears, cheerleaders.
Oh yeah, well, that's funny to bring them up, because at one point they had got rid of all of the cheerleaders.
No, but I mean, they wrote a book. I met quite a few cheerleaders. It was a nice turnout. I met them at Melrose Park at St. Jude's event.
Okay. No, speaking of the taxes thing, so the young lady that I was saying that I was gonna tap in with, She actually was listening to the show. She had got on YouTube because, as I mentioned, she said that without permission, she couldn't really answer questions or anything. And she said she got to be honest. She said we very misinformed about that process. So she definitely can't wait to well, again, she can't really just make discussion. They got to approve everything. So we're gonna actually set up like a Zoom for December 16th.
16.
Yeah, December 16th. So anybody who wants to, and it's primarily education focused, Huh?
A Tuesday? Something like that?
You know what? I didn't even look and see exactly what day it is, to be honest. I just was like, yeah, let's do it. Because she was saying they don't really have, right now with the taxes dropping, is very busy for them. And everybody's they only got like an office of 5 people that do the education piece. And, it's best just to try to, connect with them as soon as you can, because they're going to fill up quick.
Right.
So I just told her, like, all right, that's cool. I'm gonna go YouTube. I told her we could at least get about 15 people that's interested in learning more. So yeah.
Who's that, DeAndre?
Yeah.
You're talking about the taxes going up. The water bill, the water went up too.
Man, everything went up, man.
Everything goes up.
Man.
Everything goes up. Nothing goes down.
Man.
There's never a break. I mean, they'll never say, okay, this is we should do a freeze or something. Never, because they're kicking it down the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The strange part about it all is when we had these anomalies such as COVID, and there was a lot of civil unrest. Money was just being dumped into the system. Now it seems as if it's payback time, and I don't think we quite recovered from it. I mean, we only 4 or 5 years out of COVID and all of the other stuff that was going on, and I don't know.
That economic bust, remember? They almost went like a depression before COVID.
Yeah, that was in 08. That was 08, 09, 10, 11.
Yeah, so you got 2 major conflicts came. The economic real estate bust, whatever. Banks were gambling with money. Then that's a big bust. They're crying wolf.
That was at least 10 years apart. I'm saying we haven't. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. So within the last 20 years, we have had catastrophic things happen, and now we're getting hit with these catastrophic tax burdens. And what's the recovery?
Can I say something?
Oh, sure. Hi, Tiny.
Hey, how's it going, Walter?
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah,
how was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah. If I can say this, what we're seeing is the destruction of the middle class. It's going to be rich people and poor people, but they're destroying the middle class now.
Yeah.
That's true. With this crypto crap, they're using crypto as a currency now.
Mm-hmm.
They're pushing that down our throats right now.
Yeah.
They're not even using money no more.
Right.
I was just looking at something. They were saying which countries has the most amount of gold, and of course it's America. We have like 83 or 89,000 tons, or something like that, of gold. No, can't be. Is there 89,000 tons of gold? We were the highest. and there was no one near us. The closest was like France or Germany or something like that. And they were like 5, could have been, no, it could have been million. 808,900,000 tons of gold, something like that. And then the next closest was like 500,000 tons. Now you talk tons.
How much did Africa have?
There was not one country in Africa that was on the list.
It's hard to believe.
Right.
Yeah,
It's hard to
because
believe. Because
Saudi Arabia was on.
yeah, but who owns the gold mines in Africa?
What is that? Penny Bassa. They got Ibrahim Traore. Him and some other African countries have set up another currency based
Speaking
on
of
gold.
Ibrahim,
Yeah, Ibrahim. Right.
yeah, did you see what that guy doing now in terms of punishment? So he said, let's say somebody do something minor like theft. Instead of locking them up, he's gonna have them be involved in fixing up the country. That's their punishment. They have to do their service to the country and fix the country up in whatever way. So, like, let's say they need infrastructure or it's dirty or something. That's how they're gonna fix it instead of locking somebody up.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
man, come on, man, right? Like, hold on now. Why now? As progressive as we is here in the state, why we ain't doing something like that?
Mm-hmm. Racism.
Damn. Put them in a work program or something.
Yeah, nah, not even a work program, a cleanup program.
That's true.
But again, it got to be something small, though. I think if you kill somebody, you kind of alleviate the ability to do manual labor cleaning up. But if it's theft or
Well,
some other
DeAndre,
silly
it
shit.
really depends upon why you kill somebody. And most killers
I would say
only
that
kill
too.
once. They don't keep on killing.
They got serial killers.
Yeah. Well, them people need to be dead themselves. Serial killers.
Yeah, there's some crazy people.
Because there's something mentally wrong with you if you want to just keep killing people, So you need to be just going ahead and you shouldn't have a life anymore.
Right. Yeah. Some people, I mean, like that guy who poured gasoline on the lady on the train and set on fire. He's crazy.
Yeah.
He
49 times.
Huh?
49 times he was arrested.
72 times.
Oh, 72? What are they doing?
Right.
Yeah. As a result, the governor said he's going to take a look at the Safety Act because, with the Safety Act, a judge can determine how severe your crime is and whether you're at risk of flight. And then that's what keeps you locked up during your trial period. And so that guy, being released all these different times should have been enough of a red flag, even if he hasn't, he wasn't a threat to escape. But come on, man, 70-something times, you're a serial career criminal. So you really in need of some rehabilitation. You really need to be, you got to figure out a different route. And so that judge is coming under fire for, because it is the judge's decision. Whatever court that is, the judge makes that decision as to whether that person will actually do jail time while awaiting sentencing. So,
but why are we wasting money on him? We know he crazy, and he probably ain't gonna be able to be rehabilitated. Why don't we just kill him?
Yeah, I'm with you when you're right, Tiny.
Okay.
So what is this?
Pardon?
Steve.
Too easy.
So Steve, why are we even, like we knew about the safety act where was not going to work a couple
Safety
years ago.
Act.
What's that?
The Safety Act.
Yeah, the safety act wasn't safe 2 years ago, and we knew about this. So why did not have something serious happens for them to fix it?
You know, you gotta
Had
give
to,
you gotta try some stuff out though. You know, shout out for Illinois for at least trying some stuff, but the reality is, yeah, it didn't work. It's not working.
military will work.
It's not working.
There- If you got a person that doesn't have a serious crime background, put them in the military.
Yeah,
I agree. That used to be a choice.
if
And
you
that person, what you're
what
talking about, rehabbing somebody, military is perfect. Discipline.
what if that endangers the other soldiers?
They won't endanger other soldiers. You
No,
get
real.
a crime that is small, Steve, not a murderer, something small, misdemeanor or whatever, or it could be a drug case for a felon. But if it's not a violent crime, you should be joining the military. They should give you the ultimatum. You pick military. Because in Vietnam, what they did it,
Yeah, I guess they did, and a lot of people died.
a lot of people died in Vietnam over the greedy people that started that war. The military industrial complex started that war. They want that war to happen.
Yeah, they did. But no, the U.S. didn't win that war.
No, we didn't win that war.
We actually ran, if you think about it.
We just blew up all those bombs, testing out war stuff. That's what it was all about.
Yeah, but
Producing military equipment. And then when they're done with the military equipment, they didn't ship them back to over here. They put them in the ocean. Helicopters, tanks, everything.
so how many people died in Vietnam? Was it 250,000, 500,000? Think about
About 50,000 plus.
it. I think it was at least a quarter. I've been to the wall and I can't remember the number, but
Well,
we know World War II. It was what, 1,000,000 with all of the allies, right?
yeah.
I think Vietnam might have been a quarter, which is a big number just for U.S. soldiers, and it was a 10-year war. When is Vietnam? 67, 64, 65. I don't know. I know it ended in 75.
Look at Iraq and Afghanistan. 20-year war, longer than World War II. Why was that longer than World War II?
And a waste of American lives too.
Yeah, but there weren't that many American lives. I mean, what was it? Barely. I ain't gonna say barely, but I'm gonna say, was it 6,000 at the most? 7?
Yeah, but I'm asking, why is that war was longer than World War II?
There was no exit plan. It was to go. First of all, we went in, gung ho, just like, oh, mass destruction weapons. Let's go get them. Oh yeah, right. There was no yellow cake. Yeah.
There was no weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
There was gold and oil.
See,
That's what the whole war was about.
Well, I thought that's what we were gonna. I'm like, man, everybody in America's gonna be rich because we're gonna get that oil. we gonna get it. And then they get there, and who got the oil?
Couple
don't know.
companies.
We don't know about it because the prices never went down. American people never got richer. And, you know, and then
The very few got rich, Steve.
the ones you can count on your hand, that was it.
That's true.
But you spoke about Afghanistan, and I have to say this: the Afghani people have got to be the most warringest people there are. They went through a 10-year plus war with the Soviet Union in the 80s, throughout the whole 80s. Then they come back a decade, take a little breather, and then come back another decade, from 2000 to 2020, almost 20 years of another war. 30 years of just warring, man. And they, you know,
Steve,
I'm not going to say
Steve, look at that guy that killed those two National Guardsmen. This guy was a trained Afghani CIA operative, was on the killing squad. They let him loose over here. So that's like he's going rogue.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't understand why all of that happened.
I mean, we have secret wars in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, they only had opium. We need opium or heroin over there. We need that drug for the pharmaceuticals. That's what was that war all about. We knew where Osama bin Laden was at all the time. We had satellite images and everything. It could have been ended in about a month.
But let's be real.
There was no people that sent them over there.
Whose people?
Walter, your people did that, man.
Who's my people?
The Republicans, man.
That was like a fake thing. You know what? I mean, look at the bombings of the damn towers. I think it's our own government did that, not even them. There's a lot of stuff that we don't question.
So that's what you're saying now?
Yeah, and there's a lot of information coming up.
When George Bush had that strange look on his face, he was saying, "Oh, my plan is happening now, huh?"
Look at George Bush's father. He was part of the CIA. Yes? No?
Yeah, that was in the 60s.
And how long was that?
That he was with. Well, I used to have this running joke that Ronald Reagan ran the White House from the 60s all the way up to the 90s because, you know, there was a Bush or Reagan, well, all the way up to the 2000s, really, because there was a Bush, a Reagan, another Bush, then a breather, then another Bush. So they were in there for a good 40, almost 50 years. If you count George Bush Sr., because he was with the CIA, then he became the vice president, then he became the president. He was vice president for like 8 years, president for 4 years. His son came in for 8 years. Reagan did for 8 years. Bush was with the CIA for who knows how long. So believe me.
Why you think we're in Africa for the minerals?
Because they're trying to figure out a way to rape the country again.
Yeah, they are. China and America's gonna rape Africa with the minerals. Look at what we're doing with Venezuela. We got our biggest aircraft carriers, the biggest presence in Venezuela. What are we doing? Exercising our muscles, or are we gonna invade?
I mean, again, what are we going there for?
For the oil. The oil. They got a lot of oil there.
Yeah, they do. But there was a lot of oil in the Middle East, and look what happened there. Nobody was concerned about it
No,
that we know of.
this is a closer route. Venezuela is closer.
I guess so, but I don't know. I asked a question several years ago to Congressman Davis. I said, you know, why are we doing what we're doing with Venezuela? He's like, because there's civil unrest. There's some how did he put it? Something going on with the government. I forgot how he put it. And I said, well, why don't we go over there and just get it straightened out? He's like, we can't just go into somebody else's country and take over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? That's never happened with the U.S. Come on.
Real. Since when?
We are gonna take over. We're gonna drop some bombs on them and stuff.
Said, no, we just can't go into another country's, land and take over. And I'm like, what? That's a new one to me.
Well, we got all that military build up. We got the biggest aircraft carriers there, battleships already. They got open up military bases in Puerto Rico. They're just ready. Like they're stationed there.
And meanwhile, on the Western Front, which is Europe, look at what's going on there. They say Putin said he ain't giving in until the Ukrainians get out.
Get out where?
I don't know. Where did they take over? Crimea, or was it they didn't want to let it go or something? I can't remember.
Yeah. They're fighting over land.
Yeah, somebody's got to give it up. That's what they're waiting on. Who's going to give it up? We're trying. Somebody got to give it up. That's what they're waiting for.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you, man, that war was the strangest thing because we saw how it unfolded minute by minute, and there were sirens. There were people running through, running and get through the streets and getting in cars and trying to leave. And I think that was in Kiev. And it just looked so strange, like a horror movie, like people just trying to get out of there. And sure enough, it started just like that, as they were trying to leave. And it hasn't stopped for what? How many years now? 4?
Longer than 4.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta look at from Obama era. Remember the Green Men were in Crimea?
Yeah, but they didn't have a war then.
Well, you got some people coming over there with guns.
Yeah,
what do you expect?
Declare anything. I'm just, I know.
But look at Russia always invades. They invaded Georgia. They invaded Chechnya a couple of times.
Yeah.
They like to invade countries, smaller countries. They got the might.
What about that? Why are they doing that?
Why? They think that they want to be part of the Soviet Union again. That's why they're taking the smaller countries first.
And I'm hearing, the threat for Taiwan is on with China.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to explain that one because I heard that they're trying to get Japan to jump in if that happens, but I don't know how that's going to really work.
Japan is against China.
Yeah, but
you know what Japan needs? Natural resources. They have no natural resources.
Yeah, but they do very well without having natural resources. So somebody needs to explain that to me. How can you have they got a lot of wealth in Japan. Japan was like when they were talking about countries with the most gold, Japan was like number 7 or something like that.
They're
They
gonna
were
be
away from the U.S. U.S. was
well,
number 1.
well, they're gonna be yelling bonsai pretty soon.
Yeah, you don't want that, man. You don't want that. I mean, it's. Let me just say this: the world is in such turmoil. It's right where we live on the west side, and it just goes out, protrudes out everywhere. You go outside the west side, then you go outside the city. I mean, go down to downtown, then you go outside the city, you go outside the state, then you go outside the country. It's like, man, there's just so much going on.
They have old feuds. There's a lot of old feuds going on. Look at what happened with China. They're invading Russia right now. They're taking some of their land.
Sure about that?
Did you see that?
China is invading Russia?
Not really invading Russia. They're taking some land from them.
Are they giving it to them or are they taking it?
They're taking it.
They want some kind of peace accord or something like that. So I don't know. That one we're gonna have to check into. Cause
China's taking a lot of land, even over here, farmland and everything.
Yeah, they
They're
buying up a
buying.
lot. Oh yeah. China
Oh yeah,
definitely buying up America. That's for sure.
there they go. That money.
Damn sure.
yeah, but what's the goal with that? I mean,
Farmland. Buy up the farmland.
what I'm saying,
Starve
why
us
would
out.
the government allow that to happen?
Government. That's how the Democrat government made it happen.
That's a hard one to buy, man.
For real. Wasn't Trump? Was before Trump.
Yeah, but it has a lot to do with the Supreme Court. I mean, they're the highest court in the land, right? So how is it we're letting all these outside influences take over our country? I mean, we had about a month ago, we had a land trust event, and we found out in the land trust event that the people that are the groups that's buying all of the vacant lots and abandoned properties on the west side are the Chinese. And I'm like, what? Where they?
Yeah,
We're not talking about American Chinese. We're talking about Chinese.
because they got lobbyists.
I don't know about lobbyists, but
They do. They got lobbyists in America.
they're going straight to the throat because they're right here on the west side buying up everything. A lady told me
They have a great growth strategy. I mean, again, you can go all over the world and find a Chinatown. So
They may make it Chinatown on the west side.
man, listen, China has a excellent long-term growth strategy. That's all it really is. It goes along with who they are as a culture in terms of the long-range planning that they do. So, it is about it. Why we looking at a few years down the line, and typically in America we only look 4 years down the line. Because right now, look, we panicking about whatever Donald Trump gonna be doing, and oh man, I can't wait for these 3 years to be up. Not really considering the ramifications of the next 20 years, 50 years, even. And that's one thing that China does very well. They plan for their future very, very, very well.
Yeah, we only look at stuff short term.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look at long term, China.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They doing long division, and we still doing regular addition.
Shorty.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. We still counting on our fingers, man. People Shit.
what was that one thing they used on that stone? What's that called?
And a Bacchus.
Abacus.
Yes, abacus.
What happened with that?
Nah, that's what Walter's saying. We using here in America.
Oh,
We using
We're
abacus.
using that.
Yeah.
I don't think you know how to use that.
Them people doing it. They on their TI 83 plus.
But
Yeah.
no, everything's. I'm telling you, everything's. Oh man, to trickle down. I was talking to some people in law enforcement, and we were just speaking on what's going on, and I brought up the situation downtown with the young people, and it was said that in one of the ward meetings they reached out to the police and said, they would like to see the curfew. The community people said we'd like to see the curfew put back in place.
Over with.
Pardon?
I said over with. That's over with.
That's over with.
That's the city mayor's decision. He vetoed that when that came up before.
Yeah, he said that it was racist.
Uh-huh.
Well, we got to look at the perspective. Who's getting grabbed in that?
Whoever downtown, it don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even matter. It should just be plain and simple. Whoever the hell is where they not supposed to be, when they not supposed to be, should be grabbed up.
Well, let's think about this. When you were younger, did you go downtown?
Nah, I can't really say I did. No.
Were you permitted to go down there? That's the question.
You know what? Nah, because well, I'll say this. It wasn't until I was a kid though, man. I mean, I'm riding bikes. I'm outside for real. I'm at the park. Like we weren't thinking about ripping and running downtown to tear stuff up or even just like really hang out down there. To be honest, like we was in the field. We was in the around the hood. We was getting into fights, checking out, looking for girls. Like,
could it be that because you didn't have the money to?
Nah, it wasn't a thought. I don't remember growing up being enticed by going downtown and thinking like, oh man, there's something I'm missing out on. But again, I wasn't introduced to it either. Don't get me wrong. But as a kid, like I said, we used to walk everywhere, number one. So the mall was still a thing, right? We hung out at the mall still. We would walk from Walla, Washington to North Riverside. I'm talking about walking. You talking about
no way.
Yeah, you're talking about 2 hours walking, talking shit to each other. Like matter of fact, I take that back. Not all like we did. Sometimes we walk, but more often than not, we would catch the train to Harlem and then walk it down to Riverside. You know what I'm saying? But then there was other times if we was coming in too late, shit, we had to walk it home. But I mean, we were young, so we stretching our legs. But we spent a lot of time as kids there, and there aren't any malls like that anymore. So I do get it, but. Nah, it wasn't. I don't know. Downtown. I don't know. How you feel about downtown? Was this something you thought about wanting to do, or shit? Was it? It was just
Downtown sucks. There's no parking.
Man.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Hi, I remember going downtown only with my parents. We went down there. That's how we found out about Ronnie's Steakhouse. And then also when the 10 Commandments came, my grandmother took us down there to the show. That's the only reason why we would go downtown. Other than that, you wouldn't go down there really.
Yeah. Not to the lakefront. Nothing like that.
No.
Buckingham Fountain was still there.
Yes.
Nah, mine ain't did none of that. No, sir. Ain't did none of that. I ain't do that since I was young. Hell, I still ain't been to Buckingham Fountain. I seen it on Married with Children. That's enough for me. I know it.
Like Chicago was good back then.
But there were movie theaters downtown then. Right?
Yeah.
Theaters in the hood though. Like I had a shorty. We would always go to the movie theaters on Roosevelt and Holman. Or Roosevelt and Kedzie. That's where we always went. I used to always call
Here.
my man Country. His name was Country. He was the cab driver. Yes, sir. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I used to go downtown to the McVickers, and there was another showdown. Take my son there, karate movies and stuff.
That was wait a minute, McVickers and the Oriental.
Oriental, right.
With
I
the cheap,
on there. And I used to, I was from the ghetto, but I used to go to the Art Institute. You know,
Art Institute is nice.
yeah.
I mean, you could get passes for free at the library,
Right. I heard that.
and even Brookfield Zoo for free.
Yeah.
So you could get all those passes for free.
Right. And you can get fishing poles and stuff too from the library.
Yes, that's true. And even seeds.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And also seeds you could get at the library.
Okay, I didn't know the seeds. That's a good one.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Again, what it sounds like to me is that there was a lot more to do back in the day, which is kind of crazy because I feel like there's a ton to do today as well. But I know, I don't know, man. I mean, I think we started working at what was it, 11 or 12 or 13? Twin. What age did we start working?
Like 12 at our first job because we did the summer program, and then from there we was just working ever since then.
Right.
You had someone.
Right. That's another thing too. Like we was eager to get out the crib for real. So we wherever. Like it didn't matter. But again, we rode bikes. We walked to the mall. We spent a lot of time there. We was always around girls. So if we ain't kicking it on their block, they at our crib kicking. I don't know. Downtown wasn't like a thing. Like I had to go see it. I don't know. We was busy.
No, I mean down. Okay. Hold on. You got Mr. Glove here.
They had their own shows. They had everything. So to go downtown, you had everything in the communities.
That's what I'm saying. On the real.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, so I just like what Dr. Dre said. The black, I'm just putting the community, South Side, West Side. You had everything. You didn't have to go downtown.
You guys heard that?
Yeah.
And Austin, you had 4 picture shows.
Where was this at?
The 63rd and Austin.
Oh, okay.
The Southtown, the Empress, the Inglewood, and the Cam. You had 4 picture shows.
Wow.
And it wasn't just the South, everywhere. You had everything. There was no reason that you didn't want to go, but like they were saying before, when you went downtown, you had your parents with you.
Right.
You had order. But like I said, there's nothing in the communities anymore.
Yeah, we used to have, you're right. We used to have, on the west side, we had the State Theater down on.
You had, go ahead.
Yeah, down on Menard and Madison. And then you had the Alex down on Hamlin and Madison. And they said it used to be a super huge theater called the Marlboro. That was right off of what was that? In between Keeler and where the McDonald's was.
So we had a lot of things, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, downtown was downtown, but it looked like you didn't have anything in the community.
Yeah, you're right. And then when all those theaters closed, the movie theaters,
right?
They moved them to the malls, but the malls don't have theaters. Well,
another thing, for older people, I wouldn't say older, but like 18 years old, you had pool halls in all the communities.
Pool halls.
Yeah, I mean that was entertainment on Friday and Saturday night.
Right. Pool halls, skating rinks, bowling alleys.
Right.
on Roosevelt and Central Park, you had the gold on one corner. You had the 20th century on one corner, Central Park on the other corner, and a pool room next to the show.
Right.
Same way, if you go out to the Pullman area, Michigan Avenue, 100 and something, there was booming out there.
Wow.
You know, it was things have changed, but like I said, years ago, you could go in the communities, man, and everything was right there.
Integration got us going downtown to other places and stuff.
You're right, Tiny. You're right. And what happened to the community? You know, we gotta understand. In the 30s, I got a book. I forget the title. In the 30s, Bronzeville.
Yeah.
You talk about booming, Michigan, and all that down there. These guys were so wealthy, and that these guys would ship their cars to New York for the weekend. Black guys.
Wow.
It's a fact, and then we talked about on the show previously, like Ike Carruthers family. They were very well to do. Lake and Ashland.
Lake and Ashland.
I mean, they in politics, and I won't go into all that. I can forget the name of this book. It's a paperback. I got it in my car.
What's that have to do with Bronzeville?
No, I'm just showing you the things, the way that it ain't got nothing to do with Bronzeville, but I'm just showing what people did back in them days.
Okay.
And how much stuff was in the community.
Right. So maybe that's the idea, that we need more local things in the community.
Well, ain't nobody gonna bring anything to the community but us. I don't know when it's gonna happen again, but that's just the way it is.
Well, I was trying to work with the previous administration, Lori Lightfoot, and trying to get a skating rink for the West Side, but unfortunately, you know, she didn't make it to the next term, and all that got dropped. Which I need to be now to the current administration about the plans that we had on the table.
Yeah.
With the previous administration.
I just like to say something about the downtown thing. Something has to be done about that, because it's messing up revenue.
Exactly. And that revenue is messing us up because it's coming back to us in tax.
We got to do it. Another thing, when you take people, you want to say they're not documented, and they got these businesses on 26th and 18th, you're losing a lot of money, because 26th Street and 18th Street is second in revenue to the city of Chicago, and the only people ahead of them is Michigan Avenue.
Wow.
So
the Magnificent Mile is next Magnificent Mile is the Mexican Mile.
Arnold. Steve. Steve.
What's up, Walter?
Yes.
What's up with you, Walter?
Yeah, what happened? How come no one's talking?
I don't know. They must have blanked out on Steve and
Yeah, right.
Where's Arnold? I see Arnold on here.
the Guru.
Go ahead, Mr. Love.
One thing, how they purchasing stuff here in the city of Chicago.
What do you mean by purchasing?
Oh, okay. You all were saying how they're buying up property and stuff like
Oh,
that.
right,
But
right.
this is the fact, what I'm getting ready to say. What the Chinese will do, and I'll give you an example in Bridgeport, they will come to you with cash money in a suitcase. Say you want $300,000 or whatever. I'm just throwing out a number for your property.
Glover, what happened?
Oh,
They're missing something over there. What happened?
Only us. It's only us, Walter.
So a guy in Bridgeport that worked with me, I came to him to his shoe flat, told him I will give you what you're asking for, but when we close, you say that I paid less for that for it. He wouldn't do it because he didn't want to get in trouble. Do you all follow me?
Right.
Nah,
Like
we
you-
didn't. It actually went off. We didn't hear exactly what's going on. So you,
Say it one more time for him.
What the Chinese will do, and this is in Bridgeport, and the gentleman that worked with me, you're selling a two flat. The Chinese come to you in Bridgeport with the money in cash. Okay?
huh?
Say you wanted $300,000 for it. The Chinese will say, "I'll give you $300,000, but say you pay $250 or $260." He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't get caught. You would be in trouble. But that's the way they come to you.
Yeah. What? Wait. I'm trying to understand. What's the issue? What's the problem with saying you got it that you sold it for $250?
Here's the problem. He's saying he paid less. That's less for him for the property. But he gave you what you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
When he
I'm
closed,
trying.
he
You
does
said
everything.
your guy didn't want to do it though, so I'm trying to understand what would be the problem with him saying that.
Tommy, the guy didn't want to do it. He was afraid to get in trouble.
Right.
Right. But I'm talking about. Well, what kind of trouble can he get into? I don't understand that part.
Right.
Well, tax evasion.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Good point. Yeah.
There's the
And he was
mafia.
afraid to do it. Waiting out. And another thing.
Kind of
When
man.
the Chinese get some property, and is that their plan is that nobody ever owns it, the Chinese people. Okay? Once they get some property, their thing is nobody will ever own this but Chinese people.
Wow.
That's smart. I ain't mad at him. I love it.
Oh, you gotta. The Chinese gonna take over.
That's what I'm telling you. And this is no hearsay. There's people that I work with that live in Bridgeport.
Right.
Man, I wish we had that mindset. I hate the fact when it's time to take over grandma house. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hold on. Well, one, it's already run down. Don't get me wrong, but we don't want to hold on to it, and we don't care who we sell it to. Man, it's
Hey,
like, come on,
Steve.
man.
Hey, Steve, I got something to say. You hear me, Steve? Steve,
He's glitching today.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I got something to say. The Chinese thing right there he's talking about.
Go ahead.
Okay, I seen it firsthand. I went to the Chinese function. They got a Chinese guy that was there from the Chinese embassy from Chicago. So the money is flowing here. A lot of money is flowing. They could just they could just say, hey, we need this amount of money, and that money is coming straight from China.
Right.
So I seen it firsthand.
I like the Chinese people. You don't hear nothing about Chinese people at all, man.
Yeah, they're the quiet ones.
Man, they
You gotta
super
watch
quiet,
out.
man.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the quiet ones.
Oh, for sure. That's why I like them.
Yeah.
No, they'll speak Chinese. That the real business, they speak in Chinese. The fake business, they'll speak in English, broken English.
Man, that's why I like them, man. I like them. I surely do.
Yeah, they're the mafia.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the taxes are going up because people are not moving downtown. People are not staying downtown for businesses. The crime is getting worse and worse downtown, and we're feeling the pain because we still have crime in our community, and we got to hear the noise about the crime downtown because it's affecting us in our pockets with taxes. So, what's the happy medium? What's the big, the big?
What's the medium you said?
What's the answer to the question?
Okay, I got an answer. Where's the economic districts not coming together? The Chamber of Commerce, different Chamber of Commerce downtown. That was a big driving force for economics. There's, we got to open up the West Side corridor for economics. Chamber of Commerce, they're not boosting that. There's no incubators, nothing. Nobody's starting nothing like this. Nobody.
Don't they have a Chamber of Commerce over there on Chicago Avenue?
They say they exist. They just, we're gonna forever ask the question, what do they do? I know Crystal Dyer isn't on today, unfortunately. So, but shit. That's the question. What do they do?
Incubators are, Steve?
Westside Ford is an incubator, a business incubator.
So we need more incubators.
But you never hear about them
businesses.
incubating anything. You don't hear about any economic development. The only thing you hear about economic development for our community is Soul City Corridor, and that's more or less just you being able to purchase a property and put your business there.
Oh, okay. Okay, we just got to go to the core. There's SCORE. You ever heard of SCORE?
Oh, I was gonna be a SCORE mentor for the West Side of Chicago. I just I didn't have the capacity, especially with my NYU job. But when that's over with, I'm going to reapply and become a SCORE mentor.
Yeah, because there's one in Chicago, one on the north side.
Uh-huh.
I mean, everything is there for us. We just gotta, we're gonna change it a little bit, our game plan. See what's going on, what's the root of the problems. We gotta face it head on, and then we gotta fix it.
I'm gonna tell you what the root is, man. We talk too damn much. That's what it is. Not enough action. Too much talking. Too much damn talking.
Too much talking, not enough
Too much
action.
damn talking, man. Not enough
I like
economic
that.
generation, man.
I
And
like it.
it's because I would also say, with the era that we live in, I think folks have really gotten this belief that these things like success are going to happen rather quickly. Technology is really giving us this this idea that even success and building something will happen quickly and people will support it right away. And nah, that's just furthest from the truth. You gotta just put something out there and build it up, man.
And same as education.
Yeah, same with education.
They don't teach business in trade schools and high schools no more. So that's the root of the problem. Education.
Yeah.
They teach us to work at somewhere. They don't teach us to be entrepreneurs.
Well, I say, like, my brother would always say that, and I was telling him, like, school really is tailored towards your what you like in terms of your specialty. Like, for example, I went to school for business administration, and that's exactly what they taught me, right? Like how to do a bunch of paperwork. And so I didn't get entrepreneurship per se. But I mean, like anything though, I got the skill set already. Now the reality is, what am I gonna do with what I know? Because that's ultimately what school is about. Yes, it is preparing you for a job, but that job could be you working for yourself if that's what you choose to use your education on. right? There's no limit. Like I always say that school is supposed to open up your mind to possibilities. And people go to school. That's why, you'll have folks saying, well, I went for, I don't know, fucking uh accounting and end up and now I'm a shit. I don't know what's another I'm an engineer, because you
Yes.
got there, you took an engineer class and a money class, and you was like, oh, I actually like this better than I like this money shit. So it's about exploration. It's about, being curious. You got to go to school curious.
Yeah, finance sectors too.
Can I say something? Because this happened to me. Where when I went to Dartmouth, I wanted to be rich. I wanted to make money, and I went to business school, Amos Tuck. And my second year, I asked my professor, "What class do I take to make money?" They say, "Well, we don't teach you to make money. We teach you to manage money." And I could get somebody to manage money, and I dropped out of business school. I went back year before last, and this where the business school is located, they got a great big building in front of it based on entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just ahead of my time,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But school puts you in a class. If you don't have education, that puts you in the working class, and you go by one set of rules. If you go to if you're in another class, you be into property, you be in the assets, and that makes you on a different level, you know. So
You know what, Steve? Sorry to cut you off, Tiny.
no, go ahead. No.
There's this kid, uh, they did the incubators class. He started his own business making soap, and now he's booming. It's booming now, just from soap. So there's markets for anything in the U.S. You can start anything up.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
And this kid is young from the South Side. He made soap, and they went through the right incubator schools. So many of them in Chicago. You got to pick the right one. Not waste your time. You got to go to the right ones, and then they'll show you how to make soap. Soap is made out of glycerin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a byproduct from oil. It's like chemistry, pretty much, making soap.
Yeah, but you could go a different route too, because they got molds where you can do soap molds now, like where you could take aloe, for example. You take some aloe, you might want to take some fragrance, and you could take, whether it's like lavender, dry some lavender, rosemary, however you want to do it, and you put that in a mold, and you could create simple soap like that too. You don't have to actually use a lot of chemistry in it. So there's a lot of different ways you could. That's a lot of ways you could do a lot of things, man. It's all about your creativity and how you choose to approach it.
Like inventing something, but there's a lot of stuff we could make now that people overlook it. We're not going back to the basics no more. People could make butter. People
Yeah.
could make this or that. People are selling what? People are selling egg rolls.
What? Egg rolls.
Oh, egg roll. Oh yeah, egg rolls is a big damn thing right now. Jesus Christ.
So it's about taking that hustle, make your hustle, make money off your hustle.
Right.
You can make anything.
But do it right though. Be a business. Be a business.
Businessman. You're gonna be a businessman.
Yeah, be a business. Yeah. My hope is that I'm trying. I think this is the end of my contract with NYU. I don't know. I'll find out hopefully tomorrow, because You
What
know,
is it for?
I've been working with NYU for public safety since 2018, actually, and I've been employed since 2021 with them. And we are at the end of our contract, but we are exploring some different ideas of how I could stay on, whether that's contractual work or we expand our scope to now include alternate police response. But regardless, I say all that to say, I am in talks to teach at Malcolm X, teach business actually at Malcolm X. So that's something I look forward to. So, but only if that job is done, because I can't juggle all of these different things.
So you won't be teaching genders?
No, that ain't in my wheelhouse, big dog. That ain't in my wheelhouse. Can't do it, man. I get too confused, man. It's too much terminology around it. They have to.
Too much furry.
I'm gonna have to let somebody else teach that one, man. It's too much terminology.
Too many furries.
All I know is gay. That's it.
Put a
and trans, because I got a trans uncle, so I grew up with that my whole life. So all I know is gay and trans. Everything else gonna throw me for a loop.
What about furry or something?
Yeah, nah. That's that freaky stuff you want, Walter. About the furry, freaky as hell.
It's always that's the point of focus. I don't know what's going on there. But my question again, did we determine in any form, fashion, or way what to do about these young people which are deducting our taxes by asking us to pay more because people don't want to move in downtown, whether it's businesses or living, and we end up, feeling the brunt of all of this by absorbing the amount of taxes being placed on us. So, I mean, did we say curfew sounds like something that's needed? Because
we need curfew.
I mean, but you know what? Okay, yeah, I could. So a curfew sounds good in theory, but let's keep it honest. We would have to actually track when are these violent incidences happening. I can remember a few years ago when FBG Duck got killed in the Gold Coast, and that was like noon. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been a lot of shootings that have happened in the daytime downtown. Not even, not just at night with the kids. So, we really have to track when the activity is happening to see, is it, is that something that will actually deter the activity?
People are using Facebook now. Getting these events and all that. They're tracking.
They're not on Facebook, brother. They on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is more private.
Okay, they're on WhatsApp.
They on WhatsApp. They on Signal. They definitely not on Facebook.
Okay. Or Snapchat or what?
TikTok.
Yeah, that is not, people can't trace it pretty much. So this is like when I was growing up, they had 800 lines. People meet up on.
Oh, you was on the party line?
Yeah, I was on the party line back then. Remember that?
Hey, Walt's a big Walt.
Remember that? Then people used to gangbang on the party lines and.
Oh, for sure. Oh, the party line was lit.
But now they use social media as a new date line or whatever you call it, the 800 lines now. So now they're using all these different apps. Are the police even watching them? Maybe not.
Yeah, they watch. They definitely watch. They watch.
Okay, so if they're watching, how come there's always going to be that ringleaders around. There's always ringleaders. You know?
That's a good question because we have a information officer in CPD, and their job is to track the social medias. But I would also say, you know, even though it exists, you probably could get the ACLU or some other uh, civil defense lawyer to suggest that that's an invasion of privacy for you to be, all on people's social media and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's true, but I'm sure the ACLU will make a great argument. That's
So
what
they
their job
like
is.
a crime. So they like the crime to help it happen.
No, look, because for example, the ACLU will be the first line of defense if the police was to get out and, like the police can no longer just jump out on somebody that they see on the street and run their pockets, right? Even if they were to find drugs on them, they can't do that anymore. Because again, that's a lawsuit by the ACLU.
What, probable cause?
Nah. How's that probable if I'm just standing out here with my hoodie on, with my drugs in my pocket?
Wow.
You can't just run my pockets no more. That's over with. ACLU get in the mix of that. So I'm just saying, I don't know this to be true, but if you know I'm a known drug dealer gangbanger, just run my pockets on the street anymore, what makes me think that you can just scour my social media and come and bust me based off what you see on there? I'm just saying, man. Like, for example, these guys snitch on themselves a lot. A lot of times, some of that information is inadmissible. They snitch on themselves in songs and stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Not all the time, but sometimes it's inadmissible and they throw it right out. So I'm just saying.
Wow. They got good lawyers then.
Yeah. Now, so who's on Zoom? Somebody said Zoom user. Who's that?
I'm on Zoom.
No. I'm saying the caller's name is Zoom user. They spoke earlier, and I was just
What
curious
happened?
who they were.
What happened to Arnold?
Arnold's still there.
But he ain't talking.
They say you're not talking, Arnold.
He's
Where are you?
quiet.
Man, Arnold eating his lima bean.
Yeah, how's the
About-
garden,
You
Arnold?
wasn't here?
I'm about to turn it in, man.
What you say, Arnold?
Is he sleeping or what?
I don't know. He was giving me the okay signal earlier. Or he was giving me I'm here. But I don't know what happened with that.
I'm
But
on
yeah,
Zoom,
Arnold,
Steve.
say again, who's
I'm
this?
on Zoom.
Who is that,
Hello,
Camilla?
Zoom.
That Camilla?
No, April.
Oh, April.
April? How
Hello,
you been?
April, Zoom.
We ain't heard from you in a little while.
Well, I've been busy. Son guy was in a major car accident right there on Chicago Avenue in Laramie and was
Oh,
squashed
no.
in between two cars. So
Ooh,
he had to go
Wow.
Oh,
get
he wasn't.
Huh?
You're not
sorry to
talking
hear that.
when they had that high speed chase.
Yep.
I saw that.
Uh,
I saw that. That was you?
that was him.
That was
Squashed,
What?
him.
squashed in between two
No,
cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That
saw that.
September.
What color vehicle was it? I saw a couple white vehicles.
Well, he was in a police car.
He's car.
No, he was in an ambulance.
Yeah, well, they had three ambulances there for each car.
Wow. In the snow or what?
No, this was September the 9th.
Oh wow, that's a while ago.
So I've been a free Uber driver since then. Running here and there everywhere he can go since it took out his that airbag, I think took out his right arm. So he just had a rotatory cuff done this Wednesday. Surgery on the rotatory cuff, so he'll be out for a while.
Man.
So that's why I've been missing coming on because I had to take the grandson for swimming on Sunday evening.
I got you.
So they canceled this one, so I was able to get on now. But that's what I've been doing since September. A free
Yeah,
Uber
I
driver.
saw that on, that was about, a little while ago. Yeah. I think that they had it on the video. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you said September?
Yeah, September the 9th.
Wow.
On Laramie, Chicago Avenue.
Yeah, because I saw a guy, he commandeered a ambulance. He was shooting at the police, and then he went.
No, this ain't the same one then. This is different.
Well, it happened right there about in front of the McDonald's.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he was heading east, and there was cars that jammed him up, so he couldn't go further. And then the police boxed him in, and then they hit the car. They hit the ambulance hit the car, tried to get the car that was in front of him out the way. That didn't happen. And the police came in. I guess they dragged him out of it. But I was like, whoa, there's a lot going on. But something else happened with you in September, the same day, in the same spot almost?
That was with him. Right, with him. But two police cars coming through there. They had a call of two police cars coming through there. One car wanted to jump off and jump in front of the other car. He seen one police car go through, but he didn't think there was another one coming right behind him. And he just took off and tried to cut in front of the other car and slammed right into the police car.
Oh, shit. Man.
Okay. I got you. Wow.
Nuts.
Yeah, that's a lot going on right there in that area. Well, hope everybody doing better.
Madison too, man.
What was that? 15? That's 15 district right there?
Yeah, that's 15. Yeah.
It gets wild over there.
Yeah, 15. 15 had a look quiet last year. This year it picked up tremendously.
In the winter time?
It was definitely yeah, it did, man. Yeah, it got crazy in the winter for sure.
Two women today on the 26th, they got shot right down the street from you on Cicero and Madison.
Yeah.
With a long rifle. They shot them with a long rifle.
You talking about them two women?
Yeah, they found the cartridges in the casings in the street. About 5 casings.
What kind of long rifle are you talking about?
Madison get it's like I'm just saying along up and down Madison. I mean, from Austin to Cicero, it's been crazy, man.
That's what used to be crucial conflict used to hang over there, no?
And well, they need to go and bring some more of that hay in the middle of the barn, man, because people are a little too uptight over here or something.
Yeah, it was kind of chilly out that night. I was I guess one woman they were driving trying to go to Loretto, and I guess they didn't make it that far, but police found them, and I guess they had ambulance that they were in serious condition.
Yeah, they grabbed them on Central and Lake.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Central. Made it that far? Where were they going?
Mm-hmm.
West Suburban?
But it happened on what did it say, 100 South. So what's that about Adams? Right before.
It's right there, right on Cicero.
Yeah.
Right off the corner on the east side of the street, about one property from Madison, going south.
Yep.
On the Cicero side. But, guys, we got to be careful out here, everybody. Man.
You know what the mayor said? The mayor said crime is down.
He may be right, but shit. It just looked bad though.
He said crime is down. Don't worry about it.
It could be that in certain areas, or it could be based on a percentage. Over time, over last year, over the year before.
Right.
Like I remember,
they were celebrating about crime being down the most in the summer since 60 something. That was earlier this year. That was the big talking point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it needs a downward trend.
Yes, for sure.
They ain't
Yeah,
going
no
down
money.
Again, I mean,
downtown.
I know you was talking about downtown, so that brings it back to the question. Like, okay, our community is clearly not the safest. We don't have any amenities that is going to for kids to want to even be around the community. And then you know, sometimes unfortunately when they get into their large party circles or whatever, now there's shots
Right.
going out. So like what I mean, the reality is what can happen? Can't stay at the crib, can't go downtown. Like what the hell we supposed to do here, man? All right now. Now,
So
and the
somebody,
reality is the answer lies with them, whoever's involved, the young people, right? Like they're the only ones that can really answer why these things are popping off the way that it's popping off and what needs to be done.
there's a ringleader involved.
So I'm gonna have to reach out and get some younger people. I mean, what's the age groups that's down? Obviously, curfew age. What's that? 14 and below? 18 and below?
So you're telling me
What's curfew?
You're telling me we got no info on none of these guys on the groups because it's all connected. How many group takeover groups is there? 1, 2, 3? They gotta have a paper trail on the
It's a good
phone.
question you're posing.
Who's posing?
No, I said it's a good question that you're posing. Like how many groups exist? Who is the ringleaders? Like, that's this.
And what schools they go to? You could find that out easy through these phones, through these ringleaders from all
Yeah.
these schools.
Yeah, but again, that raises the question of privacy.
Well, you could
Once you open
FOIA.
up the Pandora's box and let that be the precedent, then but technically it's already over with because the American people allow the government to put the Patriot Act in play, which all of us are being spied on at any given time. So
Yeah, that's after September 11th.
technically.
So that's what it was after September 11th, and people voted on it. It was patriotic. See how clever they were?
Yeah, man.
Oh, let's call it patriotic. Yeah, this
these
was
people.
civic duty.
Yeah, man. Hey, they're smart. These people are smart. Man.
Patriotic if you vote on it.
No.
I mean, it could have been a vote, but there wasn't a vote, to my understanding. Was there a vote?
For the Patriot
Yeah,
Act?
it was on the vote.
I mean,
It
yeah,
was
the
on
people.
the ballot.
Technically, the people that represent us voted for it. So, if we going back to the idea that we asked them to do what's in our best interest, then yeah, we voted on it because we asked them to do so.
Then would there be another teenager takeover in the near future around New Year's Eve or something?
I would say you would think not, but shit, hey.
See, there's people that are controlling this. Or how many teen takeover groups is there? Can't be just one group, could be a couple groups.
Man, you got to counteract, man. We need the Walter takeover group, man. We need you to go and counteract this craziness, man.
Let's be clear now. What's the takeover? What defines a takeover? Does that mean you just go down there and you act disrespectful and you shoot people? Because that's what's going on. Is that what takeovers are?
They're orchestrating these groups. Whoever it is doing it, they're orchestrating it.
I would say it's really just a mass gathering to cause public disturbance, right? And I'm only gonna label it that way. And I'm saying because there could be some peaceful ones, but when you call it a takeover, and I'm thinking specifically about like the car takeovers that happen. These guys, they block off the streets, they do their donuts and everything, all type of nights. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there's another group. That's another group.
You know what I'm saying? So when I hear takeover, immediately I'm thinking large gathering to cause some sort of public disturbance.
So
But
they're
is
all
it really
competing.
or are we just giving up our liberty?
I think there's 4, 5, 6 groups are doing this. They could be the car racing group with over hundreds of people. Could be car racing under Lower Wacker Drive. There's another group. There's all these teen guys going downtown. There could be 2 different groups meeting up at these spots. So it's synchronized and it's orchestrated. This is the new thing. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. This is the new thing.
It happens in your neighborhood too, right?
The closest was
Right?
6 Corners. And then
Yeah, but
Lower Wacker Drive, there's groups of car racers.
no, they're doing it over by the White Castle over there by Bell and Harlem. They're doing it.
Yeah. They're that Polish group. Then they got an undercover cop in those groups, so they're watching them. So
Right.
all these different groups, people are watching those groups. They probably put an undercover cop on all these different groups, watching them. Whatever. They want to know who's gathering. They probably do intel. They probably taking license plates, numbers down, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, but
And then they have 700 cops downtown. I heard they threw shit at the cops
where?
Damn.
downtown.
Where?
Downtown.
Oh, really?
They threw shit at them. They had beer spray for bears. They were spraying the cops. 700 cops, and they didn't do nothing. That shows me that somebody's telling them not to do their job. The higher ups are telling the cops to stand down.
Let's just say it's a little different now. It's not like it used to be. And you gotta
No, it's about if the higher ups told these police, because one police officer told me in 15th district they were on a police chase, the 15th district. They got called by the superiors, do not chase them no more, and they gotta hold the chase. So who's in the upper echelons? They're telling the police not to do their job. That's the boiling point is.
I mean, well, that's a new law though. We got a no chase policy.
People get hurt.
Cars and fleet now. So yeah.
But the police are not doing their job. Like this is like yin or yang double sword. You can't have it this way, but you can't do it that way.
Well,
So
let's look at this. So you're saying the police are not doing their job, but do you realize that the city's short about what 1,500 policemen?
Yeah.
more 4,000.
Let's say how many?
4,000.
I don't know. I don't know if it's 4,000.
Yeah, I think 4,000 is a bit of a stretch, Walter. I think it's closer to 1,500 than 4,000 for sure. 4,000 is crazy.
We'll give you 2,000. How about that?
4,000 is crazy.
Right. Right.
The craziest things are happening now because we don't find a root of the problems. We don't find a root of the police. Because the police are scared to even talk about few things. I was talking to them. They cannot talk about certain things. And they lie to your face. So how can you believe these policemen if they lie to your face when I was talking to old school policemen and they're telling me what the truth?
Well, first of all, they need to know the facts, because we can look at records to tell how many policemen are hired. We can look at that. And
No, for real. I was talking to old school policemen. They were policemen. They told me the facts. You know,
and
like
that is
this is, and then there are new policemen, Caps police, and all these other policemen. They told me a bunch of lies, and then they pretty much they're just there for the paycheck. They don't really care about nothing because they got their hands tied.
okay. So let's go back to the 1,500 short. Now, you're saying that they're not doing their jobs. And could it be that they're not doing their jobs, as you say, based on they're trying to preserve the amount of people they have? Because if they don't have enough people for backup or to fill these spots and time slots and all of this, then can you imagine how fewer police it would be?
No, you're burning them out. You're burning them out because they got to
That's
work
right.
overtime. So they're already exhausted. They're already exhausted because the problems that happened when the police retired after COVID and after all this nonsense. A lot of policemen, they retired because they want to put up with the bull. You see, it's like a political thing. It's like public relations. The police are like public. They got to deal with the public. Same as the firemen. They got to deal with the public. If they don't have like a great day, you know, they bring it home to their family.
Well,
And then
that shouldn't happen, but you know, in
it
some
is
cases,
happening now. They're working overtime. They're really exhausted. You know, like they don't even want to do the overtime, but they have to. They got to fill in the spots, and then it's an ongoing cycle. Nobody wants to be policeman no more. Nobody wants to do it no more.
well, let's look at it like outside of Chicago at Dalton and what's it, Harvey, Dalton, and somewhere else. Their police department, it's a lot of problems going on there. I mean, they
Like
don't have
what?
quite. Well, first of all, they don't have a lot of people on their police department, and then there's some scandal going on. I don't know if it's something with the budget or something, or
Well,
mean,
they need to audit those towns. They should audit those towns. What's happening? Like Dalton, what happened with the millions of dollars they siphoned? I mean, this is supposed to be economic development. There's real estate everywhere. Build up the real estate, build it up. That's their duty to build up the city. Like Maywood had a scandal in the Park District. They don't know what to do because they used to have grant money. They used to get money. They didn't know what they're doing. They're kicking the can down and they're blaming each other. It's pitiful. This is
right,
what we have to work with. Oh, you got to kick the can down?
right.
That's why she lost in Dalton. Millions of dollars, then all of a sudden it came out. It's like economic development in that district. You know, for being a mayor and then the upper echelons, you got to bring economic development in your town. Why do you see other towns succeeding and some towns are not succeeding?
So how do you bring economic development to a town? Let's start with Chicago. How do you do it?
How?
Yeah, how? How do you bring economic development to a Chicago neighborhood, community, area, Chicago in general?
How? Are you asking me, or is it ideas for the mayor?
We
There's a
asking
lot
you,
of ways.
Mayor Walters, fam.
I'm a
There's
political
a
guy.
lot of ways how. Where's the business friendship? Where's the core of people, the young people that want to start a business in the neighborhood? You gotta ask yourself that. What did that neighborhood need? What
We've been
does it need in that neighborhood?
saying it for years, but you know, how long does it take? How many decades? How many half a centuries?
No, it doesn't happen that long. If people want something, there's no young youth that don't want business. You could start a business anywhere. But who's willing to work and who's willing to start a business? There's a lot of programs, there are a lot of things you could get funding for. Then what does that neighborhood needs the most? There's always real estate is big.
Well, we got to watch that now because when we just said the Chinese from China are coming and they're buying up everything in the black communities now.
Because it's cheaper. And then you're saying, remember we were talking about corporations are buying property in the neighborhood?
Yes, we did.
Okay, same as the Chinese. It's like a competing thing. Real estate always goes up, never goes down. Never goes down. So you gotta keep building. Even if the Chinese build up Dalton, they'll buy up all the property. Because they see, like real estate people, they got the inside scoop on what neighborhoods are going up. They got the inside scoop.
Right.
They do. It's so you got to know that the trends are the real estate markets. Then people buy up areas up. If you have the money, you could buy up the areas up, and then the thing gonna shoot up. Then
Tell you
people
what,
sell.
one of the areas that's going up is over near Roosevelt. Well, Roosevelt is the Roosevelt corridor. Like Roosevelt and Costner over that way and Fifth Avenue. They tell me they're building homes and everything over there now. Like crazy.
Is that by the limestone buildings?
Limestone buildings. What limestone buildings? Oh, you're talking about when you're coming down the expressway?
I think so. You know Madison right there by United Center? Someone's
Yeah.
gonna buy up that real estate from Sacramento all the way to United Center. Someone's gonna buy up that real estate up.
Yeah, the Works family and the Reinsdorf family finna buy that up. They finna change that whole area.
They got $10 million. That's one of the many big multi-billion-dollar projects that's coming down the pipe. I mean, think about it. At that, we got the United Center project, which is I understand it's supposed to put another L stop. I'm like, we're gonna put another L stop. I guess they're gonna put it on the pink line over going across Madison right there. They already put $66 million into the one on Damon and Lake. Now they're gonna put one on, I guess, Madison and right by the, I don't even know what's the street. It's not even a street. The train goes through the parking lot. There's no street there.
You could tell where the economic development is happening. Because everything is, you could tell where what.
We're talking all these $5,000 tax increases for a lot of these homes and on the owners. That's, I mean, again, multi-billion-dollar project. I know most of it is privately run, but there are some things going on other than that. I'm sure that's not private. Money's getting involved with that, but that's $10 billion. Then you got the Lincoln Yards. Who knows how many $1 billion that is? I don't know. Then you got the 78, another multi-billion-dollar project. Then you got the Bronzeville project.
where that Chicago Fire gonna open?
Supposedly, we don't know. Your dad or the Sox or somebody. Then you got the Brownsville project that's supposed to start right on the other side of McCormick Place and where the old Michael Reese Hospital was, and they're building that. That's a multi-billion-dollar project. Then you got
And a casino.
the casino off the Riverwalk, that project. Then you got the one that's out there in South Shore or the far end of the city, the East End. I don't know what they call that area. That's multi-billion-dollar project. Then you got what's going on down Roosevelt. I mean,
Obama's bathhouse.
Bathhouse.
Yeah, Obama's bathhouse. In the
we don't know
park.
what that. Huh?
Look like a bathhouse.
Oh man, you trying to do that thing? Oh, that's one of them things that's gonna get shut down in a few years, man.
That's not a multi-billion-dollar project. That's not even a $3 million project. Yeah.
It went over. It went over. The Obama's bathhouse went over.
Private money. That's not government money to build a president a library.
That's his bathhouse in there too.
So President Obama gonna have a bathhouse?
Yeah, he is.
And they complained when President Obama had a light colored suit on and the whole world started crumbling and cracking. Oh God, he's got a light colored suit. And it's almost December.
Hate that man for being fresh.
Man?
They hated him for being fresh, man. That's crazy.
That was the biggest disaster in his political career. A light colored suit.
Yeah. Crazy.
But
yeah, that's what they said. You always got to look good in politics. You got to have a nice suit on all the time. It stands out.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. The man had a tan suit and the world turned upside down because the suit was not blue or black.
They say blue is supposed to make you look powerful. Blue suits.
Well, they cut what they say. Can you hear me now? Because they caught everybody's attention. Could they hear him then? Because it obviously got everybody listen and look. I mean, they're still talking about it today. Oh God, he was a terrible president. He wore a light colored suit. Really? Is that what it was? Okay. We'll figure this one out somehow. But yeah, multi-billion-dollar. Man, if you look at all the projects going on in the next 5, 10, 20 years, I ain't gonna say 20, 5, 10 years.
What about Garfield Park?
What about Garfield Park?
That's booming around there too.
Who are you talking about? Who do you know?
Around that area, it's booming right now.
Yeah, Garfield Park definitely got some development. He ain't lying. And the apartment prices are actually higher than they are in Austin. And I argue that Garfield is a little worse off than Austin in terms of crime.
See, they got that conservatory and all of a sudden it's booming. You got that nice little park there.
But the older lady, she said her taxes went up $10,000 and she has a townhouse in Garfield Park. And I'm like, what kind of townhouse? Where is this townhouse? Was this on the far end, like going towards down east, western or something? But it didn't matter because she was a senior. And she said that the problem was there was a senior that had a townhouse next door to her, and his property taxes only went up like $12. 12, not 1,200, not 12,000, $12.
So what happened? She needs to assess the property better.
Well, that's part of it, but
yeah,
I mean, come on.
I would say that was one of the things that Teresa was, telling me as it related to the situation with the taxes. She said, all right. She said prior to Fritz Cahey coming in, most people's properties, South and West Side, were undervalued due to redlining. And When he came in, he saw that and said, we can't continue to allow this. So what you're seeing is a more accurate valuation of your property is how she deemed it to me, in terms of what she said the issue was and why folks, understandably are upset because the property taxes went so high, but their property value is now much more closer to an accurate evaluation. And what she had told me, she's saying like, when you think about it, you'll have a property on the south side and the north side. It could be, 3-bed, two bath, identical properties, but the north side property is gonna be 360,000, and that south side property is gonna be 120,000. And now with the evaluation, both of those properties should be equal to one another, but that's gonna drive up your taxes.
That's not necessarily true, because redlining still goes on, and banks are still not helping people get money to upgrade their properties, to keep their properties, better maintained. And the reason we know that, because we can go back to the flood. When we had the water conditions that happened a few years ago, people, when they went in there to check on these properties were so shot, they needed the help. They needed the help. The water actually, caused more damage, but man, these properties weren't really kept up in 30, 40, 50 years.
Right. And that's what I was going to say, though. Now, yeah, a property. So, okay, right. Let's say south side, north side. So, there is a difference in how much your property is worth based on how you've maintained it. Obviously, a house that's more maintained is going to cost more, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that the reality is, in a growing, how would you say? I don't, because it's not inflation that's really the issue, right? But the reality is, properties are going through the roof now, right? Austin, you got properties for $500,000, $550,000, $400,000, and that's ridiculous. You think for Austin, now that might be rehab property or so, but when those things start selling, that's just going to drive up the cost or the value of everybody around it. So even if you live in a crib that's supposed to be 360, but you haven't maintained it, and it's really worth 280, whose fault is that?
I think it could be a bubble.
Well, I'll give you an example. If the person's got a property that's, say, 380, and they need $100,000 worth of work into it to make it at least get close to 500, let's say 75,000, let's say 50,000, and the bank doesn't want to give them a loan because of redlining. Come on. You said that the equity is there. You're knowing that the equity is there because the property is around you, and the bank is saying, we don't want to do it because of who you are.
I think
I got a question. And DeAndre, you said when you said about grandma's house, you got seniors that's out here that have been in these houses almost 30, 40, 50 years. How can they come up now with these real estate taxes being jumping away? How can they afford it on their fixed income that they can't keep up with the modernization? Because like I call a board of review, and the first thing she told, well, you have to estimate whatever the houses are on either side of you, across the street from you, and see what's what, and how many houses been sold around you. Because they've been sold and buying for that amount. That'll be my house is still valued because they bought this house at 300,000, and mine only worth, just say what, 180,
180, right?
That don't make no sense. So why are my taxes going up? And then the two people on the side of me, on either side of me, they're seniors they get the senior exemption, the senior freeze, because they are in their 70s and 80s.
Right.
Okay, so now how did that affect me? Why is mine doubled then? I just couldn't understand that. So
Yeah, I mean, like
And
you
not
said,
that,
but see, here's the thing, right? Like going to Steve's point, and again, I'm new at this, so I'm trying to learn. But isn't that what a HELOC is? A home equity line of credit, where okay, you say your house worth 180, but they valuing it at 300. So don't you got $120? Can't you open up a
you
line of
should,
credit on your joint for that and
you should.
repair it to make it worth 500?
but then you got to pay the money back.
Well, I mean, that's even okay. If you get a decent rate, that's okay. But the banks are not really doing that. The banks are saying, oh, well, you know, the times right now and this and that. I had a
They're-
bank tell me recently, oh, well, you know, the city is in bankrupt. And we're not doing anything that's got to deal with, you know, what the city is backing. I'm like, what? What kind of shit? I'm like, dude, I got equity. And you telling me you don't want to follow through because of, oh my, wow.
You know what they're doing right now? This is the wealth. They you know how they got the commercial real estate downtown? They're bankrupt. People are selling these commercial real estate for very cheap. Corporations are gonna buy these properties. Or the Chinese even. Watch and see,
Yeah.
because I know somebody in the commercial real estate market. These properties that were worth $100 million, you could buy them for nothing now. You can't buy them for nothing. A lot of them are almost vacant. They're going bankrupt. The biggest real estate guy downtown went bankrupt, bellied up. So people are going to grab this real estate. This is the best time to buy some big real estate because it's going to change around the commercial real estate downtown.
But again, people, their homes were reassessed higher value, but they had put those improvements in their homes as the other homes that's on the left and on the right of you. And the
Right.
only reason that house left and on their properties went up because they had low.
Steve, I think this guy is going to be out of it. This guy that did the property tax.
What's again?
The guy that did the property taxes was it Finchy, whatever his name is.
It's
That guy.
Oh, you mean Chris Keegan?
French Cahey.
Yeah, that guy's gonna be gone this time. His thing is up. They're gonna vote him out after this property tax, whatever, because they don't
After
want
the
him.
fiasco.
Yeah, big
And I
fiasco.
don't want my house valued more. All right, so look, how do you get around it though, Steve? In terms of the bank not wanting to, because I do understand. Okay, even if you were to take out a line of credit and get your crib developed, like so, what yeah, like how are you supposed to pay it back? Like what options?
Okay, so if you do get a line of credit, it's literally a line of credit, and it's based off of the the value of your property,
right?
Typically, but you're not gonna get. Say you got a $200,000 property, and it comes in at that's the appraisal 200. They'll give you like I don't know 50%. 40% of the value, something like that. I don't even think it's that much. You might get 50,000 if it's appraised at 200. You might get 50. You might get 75. Who knows? But you're never gonna get. I don't think you get. You won't get 100,000 unless there's a lot more in equity. But the problem with it is these days. And another thing, how long you had the property, how many payments you'd have made on it, they look at all of that. Back to what April was saying, seniors have had these properties a long time. They haven't made any mortgage payments. They haven't made any loans. Then when they come to get them, they're looking at them like, well, you haven't been in the system making loans or anything in a long time. But I'm sitting on $500,000 worth of equity, and you can't give me 100. You can't give me 20% off of what I got. They don't want to play the game.
So the only way to take equity out your property is to sell it. Like what? I'm lost here.
No, you can do it. I think it might be a little difficult for you because you haven't paid that many mortgages yet. I think they like to see you.
Nah, we going on the year right here though. We made it our first year.
Oh,
yeah. So you do.
Yeah, on the real. 12, 17.
But let's talk about what real redlining is. Real redlining is based on. It ain't even based. Well, it used to be based on what the area people lived in, but it's based on who you are now. You know, you could say you live over here in Lincoln Park. I guarantee you, if you go in there, you've been in there for a long time, which you're not gonna be, because the black people that used to live in Lincoln Park, they either died off and sold off, or they sold out before they died.
Right.
And the money was because they were offering them, $750,000 for places they paid $7,000, $8,000 for back in the '60s. You know, so
Chinese,
so,
the property.
Pardon?
All the Chinese are gonna buy it in a corpse. That BlackRock is gonna buy all this crazy nonsense.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them. Them the ones.
We're talking about people in their properties. We're talking about keeping young people that's moving in their properties and older people that's been there in their properties without pushing them out through taxes that don't match.
It's like a revolving door now. Because the lawyers make money off their properties.
Great example of what April said. I know a family that lived on the north side, literally near Halsted and North Avenue. In the 70s, people would come through, mainly white people, saying, "Hey, we want to buy your place. We want to buy your place." In the 80s, it ramped up even more. And black people were sitting on their front porch, "Hey, get out of here. We're not stuck." Then slowly, one would buy, and one black person would sell out, then that person would tear down that property and build, let's just say in the 80s, a $250,000 property in Lincoln Park. That was a lot of money for the 80s. So this one particular block, it totally became gentrified, other than the family I knew, the black family I knew, maybe one or other. So most of the people that lived in that house had passed away, other than the one older black man, which was in his 80s. He ended up having to rent one of the floors out to some young people, some young white people in the community, so he could pay his taxes. He couldn't even afford to pay the taxes over there without charging. And this was in the 90s. He was charging over $3,000 a month for rent.
Yeah.
You know, and this was in a house that was built in the 20s. You know, frame house, still had the asphalt shingle siding on it and everything, you know, and the roof. But he ended up passing away in the around 2006 or 7, something like that. And the kids sold that property, which they had grew up in and lived in, and their dad passed away in, and was renting out to some white people at $3,000 a month, so you can pay the taxes, which was approximately like $18,000 a year, $15,000 plus a year. You know, the taxes were, even with his freeze and his senior discount, he was still getting charged that amount. They sold that property for $875,000, and a developer came in, knocked it down, put up 4 units, and sold each one for $4.5. I'm sorry, $4.5. Sorry, $450,000 each floor.
Yeah.
Man.
Damn white people.
And they built 4 floors.
You say that again, Walter.
Damn white people.
You explain to me how come they stay in? Because, you know, after the older man had passed, the kids, if they wanted to move back, the taxes were still $16,000, $17,000 a year. Okay, so we got to live here $16,000, $17,000. All right, we only paying we saving $1,200.
Wait, hold on, wait. So this crib is paid off, and the kids only got to pay taxes, $16,000 taxes.
Paid off since the 70s, man.
Man, that's see. I think the biggest issue right there. That just sounds like a lack of education. Cause ain't no way in hell kids can't come up with 16,000 to live. That ain't even a burden. Like,
Yeah,
again,
that is a challenge though. They could barely. Yeah.
how? 8?
Yeah.
What?
Those were the
That
tax.
is more common than you know.
Man,
Yep.
we gotta get out. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I keep telling them, man, the man think he rich already. I keep telling them, man,
Yeah,
where you at?
it's wild.
He lost.
It's
He
wild.
don't think he don't understand no more. He tripping.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
man, listen, even when we was shorties though, when we was 13, 14, we
No, we
saved
was the
bread.
same way, man.
We knew, no, hell no. We knew how to keep money, man. We always knew how to keep money. So I'm trying to understand, like,
It's a different culture,
Yeah, you
different
gotta
work
think,
ethic,
bro. You
different
thinking
work ethic, different.
it's easy to look at it like that, but a lot of times families don't get together. They don't want to put their money with each other. They don't trust each other. And 16K to somebody who making $30,000, $40,000 a year is two different things.
The irony to all of that. This is the irony to all of that.
Crazy, man.
That's what the old man was paying, about 16,000, 17,000, maybe 18,000 a year in taxes, just because the whole neighborhood gentrified around there. You know where the Apple store is? Just north of there, 1 block north of there, is by Halsted and North Avenue. So this is the irony. They sold it for $875. White people and investors ended up selling it for like each floor, 4 floors for almost $500,000. And walked away, you know, with 1.5 almost. But now the descendants, their family, which is my niece, trying to move back around the corner from there, and they want 2.5 for the house she gets. Think about that.
Wait, say that again, Steve. You said they want what now?
They want 2.25, 2,250,000 or 2.5 for the building that the house she's trying to buy around the corner from where they grew up.
Man, listen. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really wish we took economics a little bit more serious, man, and understood how these things go. I mean,
a lot of people are just living for today, the moment. They have kind of lost hope, so we got like a hustle and we just know to work. And I've had people from newer generations say, yeah, I'm trying to live as cushy and easy as possible. I mean, and the work ethic is different. Like,
yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Now they got the desire, but they ain't got the damn work ethic though.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, they want to, but shit, they don't even put forth the effort like they need to.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You're kidding yourself.
Yep, it's different. That's what I was like, yeah.
It's different. But the crazy part again is she ain't just looking at trying to find a property. She's trying to close on the property.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, what if they just would have kept it in the family?
Man.
She could have built her own.
She's supposed to. I wish now look, like I say, I know our culture for sale, but goddamn, I wish we just studied the other culture too, because they do that well. They understand, right? We be talking about, oh, you a trust fund baby and this. Man, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you were supposed to do. That's
right.
Your generation supposed to set you up, man.
That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got a friend right now who nannies for trust fund babies, and the lifestyles that they live, and the lessons I actually told her,
ain't it?
Yeah, and I told her I want to do like a little show with her, like lessons learned from the rich or something. You know what I mean? So I could start to put that out there so people know, like, man, bro, like this is what you got to do if you trying to live a certain type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Or this is what you need to be doing for your family, how you set them up.
You should do that, DeAndre, because people we hear it, but we don't believe it. It is just, and we don't believe it, and we don't.
Nah, like
somebody said earlier about us trusting one another.
you said the key, Dr. O. People just trying to get by, man. They ain't, and so it's like me saving. Yeah, it's
Hello?
it's like me trying to save for the next generation when I'm trying to make sure I'm straight while I'm still living in the world and get the
Yeah,
things that I want and the little happiness and taking vacations and things like that. Like to
yep,
implement stuff like that, you got to be young. That's something you got to be doing. Like how Dre's saying, we working at a young age. Now we working at a young age, but if from 17 to 25, we was already
yes,
really
yes,
already into investing and everything, it would then we would be totally different right now. It's still
yep,
something we picked up 10 years ago. So we still trying to figure out how to get from here to here while we still living and trying to enjoy everything. So like I can
Yeah,
get it.
but
Like
at the same time, though, nah, man, we got enough now. The information gap has closed because of technology, and we got all of the lessons. We know what we're supposed to do. Again, in the community, they done had so many trust and will workshops. Most recently,
no, bro. The
actually
biggest
put the will and
listen.
trust together, getting their
Listen, the
insurance,
only
doing.
way you're going to get where you need to go in this generation is you will have to be like investing in Bitcoin. That's not something we do. You get what I'm saying? Like a person would really have to take the advantages now and for the next 2 to 3 years try to grow, massively. But there's no way to do that. There's only certain sports in history where you could have put $10,000 and got $1 million in a couple years. It's
Nah,
it's
but
it's
even
only
but
been a
you
certain
talking
times.
about so you talking about trying to catch fire and all that shit. I'm talking about regardless. There are people who have stood out from the crowd. They dropped out from college. They built apps. They did this. They did that. Right. That's only few and far between. The majority of the people that got their names on shit, the Chases, the Deloittes. Now they exploited slave labor, but they also created, they made the mechanisms for their families to still be able to enjoy everything. So you don't have to do a Bitcoin. Like you could build a business and then you could teach your family how to keep the business in the family and, have your generations continue to thrive after you're gone. So I'm just saying, like, there's various ways. You don't have to catch lightning in a bottle in order to be successful, but you got to put the practices of the rich in place even when you
yeah.
don't have it.
I agree with that, but I agree with that. But do we trust that? Because when you start
Man, listen.
saying to a person, this is how the rich get rich. But think about if you are just a person who's felt like you've been exploited your whole life, you've watched your parents be exploited, you watch your parents work to the dirt. How can you even bring your thinking and your mentality to even trust their system or their processes? Because it's just another system that they say work. Because think about it, the American dream is a system that's supposed to quote unquote work for everybody, and it don't. So then now we have to try and convince people that that system don't work, but this system do. I think that's part of the issue. And also, today's generation just don't want to work till they die. They don't want to be stressed out in their work. They don't want that. On part of that, I understand that, but on the other part of that is that we have to be able to take care of ourselves, and that is kind of being a challenge right now.
And the reality is, it's gonna take a whole lot more sacrifice
Right.
than it used to.
That's what it is.
I agree
That's
with
what
that.
it is.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
is.
mean,
If you
I
ask
think
anybody how they got rich, it's gonna be sacrifice.
yeah, that's
Period.
true.
Period. That's the probably the first ingredient. Sacrifice. You're gonna have to
you ain't
stop
gonna
going
be out there
outside.
spending your money.
You say no going outside.
Sacrifice
You
or
ain't going
inheritance.
to all these new vehicles. You ain't going out here taking all these multi-million-dollar trips in 2
Right.
years, you know.
Man, the biggest thing I would ask anybody who you like, if you on that, you gotta think a person would have to really sit down and say, I want to take 60 to 70% of my income and invest it for later. That's the
Yep.
only way they're gonna
Yeah,
get to where you
that's
try. They would have to live off 30%. And like Dr. O said, you might be the what how they say it, the
outlier.
yeah, you might be the outlier. Most people ain't going to take 70% of their paycheck and put it to the side. That's just not
Yeah.
what they do. They
Yeah.
just not gonna do that. Like, so it's really dependent upon that person who, where they trying to go. And like you said, it sucks
Coming out
because
of tax.
right.
Yeah, on the real shit.
Right. Exactly. So now if you like once you get into investing, then you got to learn how to protect the income to hedge against inflation. So now it's a bunch of numbers and things that most people are not gonna sit down every single day and go through what they spent, how what money is going where, how invest, like they just not gonna do it. But it's possible. I 100% believe it's possible for sure.
Yeah. I believe it's possible too. I just know that it's more of a challenge now, It's just, man, yeah, it's
It's
like,
sacrifice. And when
man,
I say sacrifice, I mean in every form and fashion. That means you got to earn more, which means you got to work more, which
yep,
means you got to save more.
yep, yep.
And it's only 24 hours in a day, but sometimes you might get 25 if you squeeze it right. So
Man, look, again, it's all about your habits too. I'm reading a book right now. Why should white people have all the fun? By Reginald Lewis. He's the first black billionaire. Is it billionaire?
Yeah,
Black man. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you gotta learn. You gotta take the lessons, man, and apply them. If these like all I'm saying is, man, there is opportunity that exists. That's what America is. The American dream is opportunity. All the other stuff is going away, but the opportunity still exists, and you just gotta put your habits in place and be willing to not see what's coming next, and have some optimism about the future success. And shit, make it happen.
make it happen. We gotta have optimism. We gotta have hope. Ain't no doubt.
Hope,
Hey,
optimism,
Dre,
advocacy, and
hey,
resilience.
Dre,
Shit.
I'm down to do a whole repetitive series for this, even some type of West Side cohort. I'm down for it.
Mhm.
Because I think it is education and comfortability. So now I'm coming from a psychology perspective. All of the trauma, all of the quote unquote betrayal and the distrust that our communities have experienced is doggone near like shooting a rocket in the sky to get people to pivot and believe in something other than what's been happening. So even starting something like this, you can even get a room full of people to come and listen. But the conversion rate of them people in their room, so you got 30 people in the room, you'll be lucky to get 5 people to convert and actually start doing some of the practices.
Yeah.
But that's 5 more
Well,
than
that's
what we
because
have now.
you got different levels. You're just not gonna get a 25-year-old young black person that probably never went past high school, that's out there probably working Amazon, which I'm not saying Amazon don't pay well, but they still living check to check to say, man, this what y'all talking about I could do.
Yeah,
Now,
well, and I mean the reason why I know it's true because my brother know. I told my daughter everything she know about finances. My daughter she got about $8,000-9,000 saved up right now to purchase her a car because I told her don't finance something like a vehicle, so she
That's
got
right.
money for that. My daughter she got her investment set up. She got a high yield savings account. She got investment account. She got multiple investment accounts. She has a Roth IRA set up. She also has what else? She got a 765 credit score. So
Wow.
when I say it's possible, I know it's possible because I've done it in my own household. And I'm talking about, like you said, we didn't grow up knowing a lot about finances and things like that. But I was able to learn it and then teach it to my kids. And because I'm their father, you know, I'm repetitive. I'm gonna keep saying the same thing over and over
Yep.
and over and over.
Yep.
And I'm not worried about if they receiving it right then and there, because I know, because I've said it so much, when they come across it in life, it's gonna be like, damn, my dad told me about that. Let me go and get into this. So, and that's how my daughter got started. So now she send me stuff about you know, what crypto should I get into. Right now, I got her investing in Ethereum and Bitcoin, you know, as it go down. So it's possible. It's possible. It's just how you go about teaching it to people so that they're receptive to learn it.
Yeah. And how old is your daughter?
My daughter just turned 21.
Yep. So you started early with
Yeah,
her.
I started early. Yeah.
Right.
So once I learned about credit,
I was gonna say one thing you should do though, when she's going to buy that vehicle, don't let her pay cash all the way for that vehicle. Let her pay cash for at least 75 to 80% of that vehicle, so that she can show that she's making payments. Once they see she made payment on a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 vehicle, they're gonna be like, man, you get whatever you want. You
no,
gonna
for
get
sure.
whatever.
You 100% right. No, well, I mean, you know, I got to ban in cash because I want to show her that if it's something you want, yeah, then of course you pay 80% and finance the other 20. Now you just got a low payment, $200-$300, and you can make
Right.
that, and you can build your, you know, let it sit on your credit report, you know, for 2 years, you know, like, and just get a car note paid off in 2 years and do it again. But I also show her how to, you know, go get some secure credit. You know, like, people don't understand. You can build your credit so easily just by getting secured credit. You take your money, if you got $3,000, take your 3,000, give it to the bank, let them give you a credit card, and now you have something on there that you can show to whoever. Like you was mentioning about you know, people taking a loan out on their house, and the reason why they not giving you a loan, because they know the world is in a position where we got to take this money and you might not pay it back. However, if you was through the years taking that money, utilizing it, maybe even buying other properties based on your HELOC, then now they will give you money because you've shown that you can utilize it. So Steve is right. That's why, you know, I teach my kids this, and I know it's not looked at, but I say buy everything with credit, but make sure you got the cash to just pay it all off. You know,
That's
leave
right.
that 10%. I tell my brothers and them all the time, I don't use debit at all for nothing. I just only use credit. But I use the credit in place of the debit, but I also have
Right.
a strict budget and stuff, you know. So once you get your figure out your figure outs, then it became easier, like to manage your money a little bit easier.
I'm gonna tell you the credit card is gonna boost everything. American Express. If you could get the
All right.
basic American Express and move it up, you don't even gotta move it up. You get American Express, your credit gonna be
Man,
phenomenal.
Steve, I had to I messed up with credit. I messed up with American Express. I had a one of those like heavy cards, like the heavy American Express card. But I had messed up my credit because I got into a bad real estate thing, and I like, man, I ruined my credit. I'm literally rebuilding it right now. And
Right.
it's way worse than what it was because I tried to do some bad real estate. That's why I learned, like, dang, you can't trust everybody,
Right.
especially when you get into real estate. You better know somebody, because people will try to cheat you out your money quick in the real estate game. It's ugly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, American Express is the key. If you get that, because you got to pay it back at the end of the month. If you spend $10 or $10,000, because usually your credit limit gonna be 20, 30, 40,000. You know, especially these days. I had one when I was 20, and I think my credit limit then was 10,000, and that was 40 years ago. And I'm like, man, they give me this kind of money, but I didn't do nothing wrong with it. You know, I buy little things and then I pay it off. I buy a little bit more and I pay it off. And I'm telling you, that boosts my credit like crazy at a young age. But, you know, hey, it's still ways. Andre said it, like he said, you got to reach out there and get some things done. You got to have hope and follow the process. And then hopefully we can get some people in these properties downtown and make it safe down there so we could quit paying all these high taxes on the south and west side. Because we taking it hard because of all this stuff going on down there. And I used to think, man, why they putting all this money downtown? They putting all this money downtown for decades and decades and decades. You know, over 30, 40 decades. 40 years. And then I'm like, okay, cool. It looks nice. Now they got a tax base, or revenue builder with downtown. And then COVID hit, and I guess the real estate bubble, I don't know how much that hurt downtown, but the unrest, civil unrest, and then COVID, people start getting up from downtown. Now they're talking about the Bears gonna leave, so I don't know what that kind of hit's gonna look like, but they got to be prepared to make some decisions on other revenue streams. You know, hey guys, we at 8:29. We got to push on. I want to get in and do some things and take care of some business tonight myself. I'm probably gonna be up all trying to take care of, but hopefully not. I'm gonna have to push on. So anything in conclusion, Dr. O? I know. Oh, we need to talk about. There's so much going on this week. You got the Austin lighting ceremony. You got the West Side Rising soiree. We got the Columbus Park Veterans Christmas party. A few other things. Go ahead.
Yeah, so every year, y'all know, we do this. We do our West Side Rising soiree where we give homage to the unsung leaders and heroes that's on the West Side across North Lawndale, Austin, Garfield Park, and Humboldt Park. And we're not just talking about the big organizations or people who always get the money and get the recognition. We're talking about people who've been in the community working for years, tirelessly with smaller budgets and smaller organizations, and really trying to bring them together to first appreciate their work, but also help people understand that we're stronger and better together as smaller groups. I know we've said this from the beginning when we started, is if the smaller groups and the smaller leaders would just get together and band together with one agenda, that we would be more powerful than any big group on the West Side of Chicago. That is a hard task to pull off, but we work on it every year. So every year we come together just to celebrate, to bring people together. And we've actually the last couple of years turned it into our fundraiser. We don't ask a lot. We usually let community people and our core members and members of West Side Rising, they come and their tickets are sponsored. But we do open up to people who are in the community and from the community. And I personally would like to invite you all to be a part of it. This year is on Thursday, December the 4th at 3020 West Carroll. We start at 5:45. I cannot stress that. This year we're going to start on time because I don't want to rush through the program, rush through the agenda. You get food, you get liquor, you get raffles. It is a really, really good time. The colors are red and black with a little bit of gold. And last year we had a best dress award. So we're doing that again. We're going to do the stroll and we're going to award them Apollo style. So we really would love for you guys to come out. So if you guys are going to come out, let me know my number. I can put my number in the chat for you guys to reach out. Thank you. And this is the conversation we're having today is so timely. I think we're actually behind the ball because a lot of the properties are owned by corporations. If you look at some of the listings that's even listed, they're listed like by corporations. So we have to really figure out how to leverage what we have as smaller groups to be able to access the property and land and housing on the west side of Chicago and try and make it affordable, or even again, like DeAndre and the young man was saying, teach us how to begin to regain our, first of all, our confidence, our trust, and even our wealth, because it belongs to us anyway. So thank y'all for giving me this time. Thank you, Steve.
All right. We're gonna touch base because I know everything coming up. I'll holler at you soon. I guess who else? April, you got anything in conclusion?
No, just glad to just hear y'all voices and see what's still going on in my community. Thanks.
Absolutely. Because it's gonna get more intense. Trust me. Wait, so much going down. All right. How about you, Tiny? Anything in conclusion?
Yeah, I would just like to say again, compound interest.
Yes.
And so I got a way. I didn't develop it, but I got a way that we could use compound interest to make money for ourselves and make money for our community. And so, Steve, I'm gonna give you the number, and then we work it out. People who want to find out about that can find out about that. And let me say, they're destroying the middle class. So go around and look in the nice middle class neighborhoods, pick you out some nice houses, because they're going to be in foreclosure pretty soon, and you'll be able to buy them cheap. We gonna be successful because of what's going on. That's all. Yeah.
Like a plan. How about you, Tay? Anything in conclusion? Deontay.
Oh, my fault. I was muted. No, you know what? I like what Tiny just said. Absolutely, 100%. I just piggyback off what he said. Compound interest is the seventh wonder of the world, according to Einstein. Eighth wonder of the world, according to Einstein. And then you're absolutely right. And you gave me something to look at, because I definitely want to. I'm currently saving up right now to get a piece of property. So I just been tuned in to everything that my brother been talking about, and asking him about his process. This will be my second attempt at it. The first attempt didn't go so well. So but you're right. So now I'll definitely add to a list of pre-foreclosures and foreclosures, so I can start looking at those, because you're right, Tiny, about that. That one thing that's going to be available in our communities through the foreclosure is those homes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, DeAndre, you want to take us out? Oh, and the turkey drive, we did turkey drive giveaway last Saturday. It went pretty well. We gave out 100 turkeys. A lot of people from the community came around and got turkeys. Unfortunately, some people try to get out and try to get more than one, and we never know. Maybe they needed to give it to somebody else, so we gave a couple people a couple extras.
Oh man, I would bought my turkey fry. I just bought me a turkey fry the day after Thanksgiving. I'm gonna fry me a turkey for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm gonna fry a turkey for Christmas this year.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Ooh.
Yeah, turkey is amazing.
Yeah,
Cops.
The oil costs almost $40 in the turkey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That peanut oil. Yeah, that gallon of peanut oil gonna run $40-$45. Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you a good blend. What is it? Flaxseed oil and peanut oil mixed together. That makes a really good turkey. And then if you want lemon, you can do that too. But that flaxseed and the peanut oil works phenomenal.
That sounds good. Yeah, we're gonna fry some things though. I got that.
Get about 4 uses. You can only use it 4 times maybe. Then it starts to turn plastic. So you gotta be real careful after that. But nevertheless, go ahead, take us out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything coming up. I
What,
guess
what about the Rotary?
so our next meeting won't be until it's the second and fourth Mondays
Oh,
of the
okay.
month. Well, you know what? We may have a special meeting tomorrow only because the lady Linda, who's like the chief secretary of Rotary, that can kind of walk us through some of the processes. She said she was only available this upcoming Monday, but she didn't respond to me to let me know if we were doing it or not. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be late with it. But if she's available, then I'm gonna call a special meeting, and if folks can't make it, then I'll record it and share it out. So there's that. Other than that, no, everything's solid. You know what I mean? Hope y'all enjoyed y'all Thanksgiving. It's weird times now, man.
It is.
We folks don't get together no more.
Yep.
Folks don't get together no more. All the big mamas gone now. Nobody got anybody's house to go to. So nobody, and then nobody wants to cook. And then another thing, one of the things I
DeAndre,
thought
hey,
about.
I was a young big mama. I had to knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did because man, it just turned into a default.
Right. Everybody. Right. Instead of nobody want to
Man,
make their own
it
dish.
started getting hard. Yeah, it
Right.
started getting hard. Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's a labor of love that happens once a year. So sometimes, like, I get it though. It is difficult, but we got to figure out because I didn't necessarily like not being around family, but it's neither here nor there. It's been like that for years now, and it's only seemed to get worse. But
dude,
so
oh my God, I didn't know that, DeAndre. I almost
family on notice.
called you.
Huh?
Almost called you.
Yeah, well, I put my family on notice that I'm gonna be doing it at my place next year. So
Yay.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm okay with doing some things, but we're gonna have to bring some dishes. Other than that, then the other thing I thought about too was, it's interesting because we do Thanksgiving is like it's so kind of traditional, I suppose. We got all soul food stuff. But then I thought about like all the black restaurants are soul food. So we kind of eat this shit all year round now. Like there's nothing special about the holidays because it's family, but then it was also food. But if the food is accessible all the time throughout the year, I'm not even anticipating eating this food anymore.
Right. Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing.
Yeah.
So like so we're gonna have to figure out some different traditions. Like we gonna have to have some off-brand food for Thanksgiving and Christmas now. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And say it again, Steve.
I said there is something going on because this is the first Thanksgiving in almost 10, 15 years that I didn't host a family for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, me too.
They'll be like, I want my whole family to come rent the spot. We got 100 people coming, whatever. I'm like, whatever, let's do it. This was the first Thanksgiving I had off in over 10, 12, 15 years now.
Yeah. I mean, like, all of us are grown now, so all of us were in our own places with our own small families and stuff like that. Like, hell, even Thanksgiving, when I was a shorty, we used to eat at our crib, go to our friends' cribs. Like, we don't do none of that no more, Like, I don't know, man. We losing a lot of, family oriented ways in our communities. We got to figure out how to get back to that in some ways.
I'm gonna come up with a big bet. I'm gonna start hosting something like that. I think I'm gonna figure out a way to start bringing that back so we can.
We got to, man, because But yeah, that's all I wanted. I was thinking about those things and was like, you know what? We got to make some changes around here. Anyway, all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all know how we do every Sunday, 6 to 8. We some West Side folks talking some West Side things, man. And sometimes we go outside the West Side and talk about some worldly things. But we definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as I always like to say in closing, they didn't want to give us seats at the table, so we created our own. And we got open seats. We just trying to welcome y'all home. Thank y'all for allowing us to welcome you to Northwest Austin Council. Y'all have a good night.
God bless everybody.
Good night.
Right.
Good one.
Where is
All
Miss
right, y'all.
Edie? Steve, Miss Edie ain't never came to the soiree, has she?
No, but she got a meeting at her house tomorrow at 1. If you want to
I
come
want
through.
her to come, and she be my guest. All y'all just come.
Let
But
me call her. I'm gonna
the
see her
core group's
tomorrow.
supposed to come. Y'all just supposed to come.
You got
But I want Miss Edie to come. I've always wanted her to come. I
okay.
just thought you would invite her, you know?
We'll do. I will do that for sure. Okay then. I'll see
Okay.
you later. Good
Cool.
night.
See you, Steve. Looking good, sir.
Absolutely trying to do it for we gotta get ready for the next year. You know?
I know, right?
We gotta make sure we got ahead of years. All right.